Gentlemen, we will know the rules in the dressing room. Esto es la regla en el camerino. I want a good, clean fight. Una pelea limpia. La truza aquí, un poquito alta, a little high here. Yours are okay. A little bit high too, but punches here are good. Give me a good, clean fight. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch him up.
Final instructions from Joe Cortez. The World Featherweight Championship on the line.
I think this is the first time in a while you can say it's truly the World Featherweight Championship.
Title.
Who everybody recognized as the World Featherweight Champion.
Left-hander comes out. He's wearing the flaming trunks. Marquez, a more subtle white color with the red trim. Scheduled for 12 rounds. And I think it's going to be like this.
Well, that's why Pacquiao has the flames on his trunks, because he comes out blazing. Every fight he fights is the same. He's got a lot of energy. He's going to be real busy, moving in and out. He's not a runner.
No.
He has a lot of movement.
Well, what do you think the keys to this fight are, Lester?
Well, I think for Marquez, he's got to establish that jab early. The way Marco Antonio Barrera beat Nassim.
Good combination.
The way he beat Nassim Ahmed is establishing that jab, and against the left-hander, if you can establish that jab against him, it'll help him a lot. And keep Pacquiao off of him, he'll be able to land those combinations and those counter punches.
What's the Pac-Man got to do?
Now the Pac-Man's got to do what he always does. He's got to rush. He's got to rush in. He's got to be careful not to get too reckless though, because he can get hurt by Marquez. He's a big puncher, and he's got to use his speed advantage. He's got to be careful not to stay inside too long. But he's got to be careful when he throws that left hand, which is a very powerful left hand, not to overcommit.
Another good combination from Juan Manuel Marquez. 30-year-old fighter who waited a long time to win those titles. Finally got one against Manuel Medina right here in Las Vegas, February 1st of last year. Then backed it up with a victory over Derrick "Smoke" Gainer. Pacquiao!
There's that left hand.
Comes in with a left hand and puts Marquez on the seat of his pants. Just that fast.
Marquez has been down before against some pretty good fighters. Fred Norwin knocked him down. Daryl Pinkney, a good German fighter, knocked him down. But he appears to be all right here. Well, this is the thing.
Down goes Marquez again with another left.
But this is the first time he's been down twice in a round.
And there's a long way to go. Now he's confident he's got to be shot.
Yeah, he's got to be in a little bit of trouble here. He gets knocked down again. The referee might end the fight.
We didn't even get started, and Pacquiao was all over him. That could be it.
That one hurt him.
Only 30 seconds left in the round.
I don't think he's going to make it through the round. He gets hit with another left hand, that's going to be it. But Pacquiao's got to be careful. Marquez can hurt you too. I don't know if the referee will let it go if he gets knocked down for a fourth time.
15 seconds left in the round. Pacquiao just comes in and just unloads. I mean, this is no funny business whatsoever. Marquez has been down 3 times in the first round.
Oh, Pacquiao.
That's it. Marquez still standing. Pacquiao staring at him from across the ring, not going to his corner immediately.
He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe he was still standing. He looked across the ring at Marquez like, why are you still here? You'll see the power of Pacquiao coming here. He has a huge left hand, and that's where everybody gets into trouble with Pacquiao. That is his bread and butter, that left hand. He's got to be careful in this fight, though. If he lays in there with that left hand, he gets too careless, he could very well be countered by Marquez, who's a big puncher himself.
Couple of punches, all right?
Use your fence and set it up.
Well, let's see what Marquez has going into the second round. The Pac-Man showing us what he's all about. He will swarm you. Marquez is going to have to use his boxing skills.
Marquez is going to have to hurt Pacquiao here. At least get his attention with something big. He looks to be in trouble still. I don't think
good
he's fully
uppercut
recovered.
from Manuel Marquez.
He's a pretty cool customer though there, Marquez. He's been down before. Not 3 times in a fight though. especially one round.
He's bleeding a lot from the nose.
Pacquiao just a lot of energy, very tough to fight him. He rushes in on you, doesn't give you a chance to set up. But he's very careless too. He's susceptible to getting knocked out himself. He's been knocked out twice as a flyweight. Although he had trouble making the weight, a lot of people said, well, he couldn't make the weight, and he was weak in a weakened state. That's why he got knocked out. But I can't help but think that the guy's been knocked out twice at 112 pounds. Now he's fighting 126 when he gets hit by that big shot from Marquez. What's going to happen?
Eric Morales was talking about this fight, mentioning this is his second fight, Pacquiao's second fight at this weight, and exactly what you were talking about.
But you know, he moved all the way up 3 divisions from 112 to 122, and now eventually 126. But he's much stronger at this weight. He doesn't struggle to make the weight. And I've seen a lot of fighters stay at those lower weight divisions, and it really, really damages their stamina, and they wind up getting knocked out when they shouldn't get knocked out. And he's just a lot more comfortable and stronger at 126.
Juan Manuel's got a lot of bloody nose to deal with. Oh, it's a good combination. Like you said, Pacquiao can get careless. Said it didn't hurt, shook his head. That usually means it hurt.
That's where Marquez is really dangerous. He's a superb counter puncher. When you hit him, you better be careful because he will fire back and he will land.
And Marquez, after that first round, realizes this is not going to be a walk in the daisies. I mean, this is a battle. He knows what he's got to do now. The problem is he's having to breathe through his mouth because his nose is messed up.
Well, this is a real warrior he's in there with. Pacquiao's a rare breed. There's very few fighters with a style similar to that can maintain that movement throughout a fight. But he's the one guy in boxing, or one of the few guys in boxing, that can do that. The whole thing is he has power to go with it, which makes him very, very dangerous.
Especially with that left-handed style. Marquez had that right hand sitting there ready to unload it, and he's going to need it.
Boy, his nose is all busted up.
Yeah, it's bad. He's in a lot of pain every time he gets hit.
Marquez is not establishing any kind of a jab here. He really has a chance. Pacquiao really doesn't have much of a jab himself. So if you can establish a good jab against him, it can really be effective. But Marquez has no jab at all here. He just kind of pawing at him.
He's got a broken nose, I believe.
But he doesn't have a broken will yet.
No.
And he's proven right there that he'll come back and fight when he's hurt.
World-famous trainer Nacho Beristain over there doing the best he can to keep his fighter going. They worked on him a lot in the corner.
Nacho's had many, many world champions, as Freddie Roach and Manny Pacquiao's corner, one of the hottest trainers in the world right now. Was training Mike Tyson. He's trained many, many other champions. They've got Juan Lascano. But he's got Pacquiao in superb condition. Training conditions, 100 degrees in the gym. So this is cool. This is mild in here tonight. But you wonder if it took something out of Pacquiao training in a gym that was 100 degrees. Been training in LA.
LA has been hot lately.
Freddie was an outstanding fighter himself. A lot of guts, a lot of courage, not a lot of skill. But he's a protege of the famous Eddie Futch, one of the what's many consider the greatest trainer in the world in the history of boxing. And he's been a big asset for Manny Pacquiao.
Eddie Futch trained Michael Spinks to the championship.
That was very low.
About a little bit south of the equator there. This thing is a little bit more under control now for Marquez.
I think that Pacquiao knows he just can't just rush in on Marquez without paying a price. He was able to do that early in the fight, and Marquez just stood there and took it. But he landed that first big one. Once he landed that first big one, Marquez could only backpedal at that point.
Boy, Pacquiao's got he's all energy, isn't he?
Oh, he really is. It'd be really good thing for Marquez to start trying to establish a body attack here. Pacquiao is so tough to hit in the head. You might as well take your shot at him in the body. I mean, you know, you hit him in the head there, but it's hard to get a clean shot at him because he's always moving away from the punch.
He's moving somewhere.
Marquez has had a lot of success throughout his career going to the body early, but he's just headhunting right now.
Well, Pacquiao walked right into that one. But Pacquiao just missed with the left. Here he comes, gritting his teeth.
It's hard to get an advantage on Pacquiao. Just about the time you think you're backing him up, here he comes back at you again. He did that with Marco Antonio Barrera. Totally frustrating throughout the fight. And you wonder, on the Barrera fight, was Barrera that bad or Pacquiao that good? I guess it's probably a combination of both, but he just really annihilated Marco Antonio Barrera. He looked totally shot in the fight, totally confused.
Shocked the world. He shocked the world that night.
Yeah, it wasn't such a total shock that he won the fight, but the way that he won it is what shocked everybody.
Round 3 scheduled for 12. Juan Manuel Marquez was knocked down 3 times in the first round. He's still with us.
And he's in this round right here, too. This is a very
close good round. Right hand from Marquez. Good right hand from Marquez.
Might have won him the round right there.
All right, here we go, round 4. I believe that scoring-wise, at least a 10-7 round, that first round for Pacquiao, and so Marquez wins the last 2, but he might still be behind on the cards.
And I'm not absolutely sure, but there's a very good possibility you could actually score that 10-6.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me.
And there may be somebody who did score a 10-6. That's a tough deficit to overcome, too.
Manny Pacquiao's in the flaming red trunks, the champion. Juan Manuel Marquez is in the white trunks now. Marquez holds 2 titles. Pacquiao calls himself the people's champion because he beats Marco Antonio Barrera.
And of course, Barrera beat Erik Morales, who was the champion. He decided not to keep the title. In his feud with the WBC, gave up that title. So Pacquiao beat the man, but he didn't get the title.
That's right. £126-pound weight class. This has been the slowest paced round, but I guess they deserved a little bit of one off.
Well, this is only early in the round. We don't know. it could turn in a hurry.
Good jab.
Pacquiao's not going to let it be slow paced for too long.
No, he doesn't have any slow gear. He really wants to throw that left.
Marquez is just being patient, trying to pick his shots. That's his style, though. His whole game is to counter the other fighter.
That's exactly what he does.
He's letting Pacquiao lead, and then he's countering. Because Pacquiao just leaves himself wide open, and that may very well be his best chance is to counter him when he comes rushing into him. It's hard to back Pacquiao up. I don't know how you're going to do that. You just got to run him out of gas or something. I've never seen him take off running backwards.
That's certainly not the case. He cannot go backwards.
This is the difference between Smoke Gainer and Manny Pacquiao being a left-hander. Smoke Gainer was a runner. Pacquiao just rushes in on you and flops all over the place. It's very difficult to get an advantage against him because he's all over the place.
Well, what he tries to do, I was noticing that he doesn't have a jab. He just throws that right hand out there, then tries to catch you in a bad spot with that left hook.
Right. Well, that straight left hand is where all his power is at. And he turns it over sometimes as a hook, almost like a hook, and that's where he hurts a lot of guys.
Good right hand. Oh. There you go, round 4.
Very tough round to score.
A very tough one.
They like what he's doing. I don't think he won the last round. It's a very close round. Could have gone either way. But apparently his corner likes what they see so far.
Round 5 here from Las Vegas, Nevada. The World Featherweight Championship started out with a big boom from the Pac-Man.
That was a huge boom.
Put the champion on his rear end. I don't know how he got up that 3rd time.
I don't either.
I thought he was done.
I don't know how he survived it. One more knockdown, I think the referee would have stopped it. And some referees won't let a fight go past 3 knockdowns.
But the 3 knockdown rule is not in effect here in the unified rules.
Fortunately for Manuel Marquez, that's the case.
That's the case because he's still here in the 5th round with a chance to retain his title. His corner, Marquez's corner, wants him to continue to counter, be smart.
You know, surprisingly, Marquez hasn't gone 12 rounds since 2000.
Is that right? Yes.
Like 9 fights ago. So, but he's gone 12 rounds 5 times in his career, so he may very well be in this fight for the duration here.
But Freddie Roach was telling Pacquiao that the one-punch strategy is not going to work for him. He needs to put something together.
Well, what happens as soon as he throws 1 punch, he gets countered.
Right.
He throws 2 punches, he keeps himself from getting countered.
And he does have a tendency to leave himself wide open. Oh, good right hand. Another one.
Pacquiao's letting him know he's not hurt. I'm not so sure. He wasn't a little bit, though. That's amazing. You think he got the guy hurt? He
got him again. Left hand that time. Pacquiao's taking a whooping this time.
I'll tell you, he keeps coming back and dishing it out.
Yeah, he'll come back on you. He's not going back. He's not going to go away until you put him down.
So far, his chin has been tested, and he's holding up pretty good. It doesn't look like he's been hurt significantly at all. He's getting hit hard, but it's not buckling his knees, or you don't really see any kind of effect. He just comes back on you.
Pacquiao keeps rubbing at his eye. Something's bothering him. He got backed up to the ropes. Then he fights out. Fast and furious.
I'm not sure it's a good idea for Pacquiao to trade with Marquez.
Because every time he throws, he gets countered.
Marquez has good hand speed on the inside.
Marquez is a great champion. He deserves everything that's come his way.
Manny needs to get in there and get out. That's always his game, is to get in there, land that big punch, and get out.
I think it's a big round for the champion. Big round for the champion.
Big round.
Isn't this fun? Here we go.
Pacquiao got very frustrated towards the end there. He just started just rushing in and just letting punches go. No kind of, his technique was breaking down on him. He got a little frustrated there. Wasn't sure what he needed to do.
Round 6 scheduled for 12 for the Featherweight Championship. We're coming to you from the MGM Grand Garden Arena, site of many great boxing battles over the years, here in Las Vegas. The champion's in white. He was bloodied and down 3 times in the first round, and he's still here in the 6th round. That's what champions are made of. How he got up after that 3rd knockdown, we'll never know. Manny Pacquiao got careless in the 5th round, his worst round so far. Got tagged with combinations hard 3 times at least. And now he's back to his old self. There's a counter once again. If he leaves his head out of position, Marquez has the talent as a counterpuncher. And as Lester was saying, he has the ability on the inside to make you pay every time.
There's a lot of people who think that Marquez is the best counterpuncher in boxing. And you can see why a lot of people think that by what he's done tonight with Pacquiao. And to have to come back and do it after being knocked down 3 times is quite a feat. He's totally recovered now at this point, I believe. And all those who thought that we may be seeing the...
Good right hand. He's got Pacquiao in trouble. Pacquiao flails out of trouble. Another right hand. The champ is trying to land hard punches and counter.
Looks like Pacquiao's bleeding again here. I'm sorry, Marquez is bleeding.
Looks like it could be the nose bleeding from Pacquiao.
As I was about to say, this does appear to be a candidate for the fight of the year so far.
Absolutely.
That was the thought coming in, that this could very well be the fight of the year.
That's why many esteemed writers from all across the country, boxing writers, were here, because we knew what kind of a dynamite matchup this was. And we're just in the 6th round, Lester.
I don't think you've ever seen Pacquiao in a sloppy fight or a fight that wasn't exciting. Usually when you get a right-hander against a left-hander, it winds up in a dull fight. Pacquiao's a different breed of left-hander, though. He'll stand there and fight with you. He's not a runner. And, although Marquez may be having a little bit of trouble with it, he's had a lot of experience against left-handers, and that experience that he had in the past with left-handers is paying off for him right now.
Good uppercut, going to the body.
Marquez does not seem frustrated by Pacquiao's left-handed style.
Those 3 knockdowns might as well have been a year ago now, the way he is in the ring. And
Yeah, but
you can tell though that Marquez has more. He has more ability to do different things. He has the ability to adjust.
Well, he's the more technically sound fighter. If you're going to teach a kid to fight, this is the way you teach him to fight like that. It's hard to teach a kid to fight like Pacquiao does. It's just he's just such an unusual style of fighter. And you might watch boxing for the next 50 years and never see anybody like him again.
That's into the 6th round. Another good round for the champion.
Si corres mucho riesgo para pegarle al cuerpo, tira primero arriba, recto y de pinche derecha abajo.
They want him to keep going to the body.
Los 5 rounds desde que te tiró.
They know they got Pacquiao slowed down. They want him to go to the body.
Ya lo tocaste, Juanito. Está muy cortado del ojo. Hay que seguir.
Está cortado del ojo, pero es muy peligroso con su izquierda.
Good right hand there, Lester.
Oh yeah, he's starting to land that right hand as Pacquiao lays in there. Pacquiao, what he's not doing now is landing that left hand. He's getting sloppy with it, where it was straight before, or he was now he's just laying in there and just half throwing the punch.
Double jab, straight left hand.
Double jab, straight left hand. They work on Pacquiao furiously in the corner.
The problem with Pacquiao throwing a jab, he doesn't throw a good stiff jab. He just kind of flicks it out there. But he's got to do something to land that left hand, because just leading with it is making him pay a big price when Marquez counters it against him.
Marquez is a great counter puncher, like you said, perhaps the best in the business. It's awesome to watch.
That was a beautiful jab. That was a counter. If he'd seen the opening, he would have brought the right hand.
Good combination, backs Pacquiao up.
Marquez is just so technically sound. I mean, his technique is one of the best in the world. You have to admire him as a technician.
I'm certainly I think the Pac-Man does at this point, because he's thinking about what happened 6 rounds ago. Thought we were headed to the buffet. Here we are still.
It looked like that early.
Featherweight championship of the world, living up to the hype. On course to be the fight of the year if this keeps up.
Pacquiao was asked in his corner to double up on the jab and throw that left.
He hasn't thrown anything.
He hasn't thrown anything with that left jab yet.
He hasn't thrown anything this round.
When he doesn't throw the jab, he just gets backed up.
Yep, look at that counter punching. Isn't that beautiful, folks?
And we'll see if Marquez starts throwing those body punches like his corner asked him. I think now would be a good time to start attacking the body to Pacquiao. It's so tempting to throw those head shots because he's so open. But I say open, but elusive. While he carries his hands down, you think he's in front of you. The next thing you know, he's to the side of you.
9-year pro and unbeaten his last 13 fights is the lefty Manny Pacquiao, and the champion is unbeaten in his last 13 fights. He's won 11 of them by knockout. Just digging the body. That's what they want him to do.
That was a nice uppercut by Marquez as well. Caught him on the inside.
Round 7 scheduled for 12.
You said both fighters won the last 13 fights. Amazingly, another parallel. Both of them, their last losses in 1999. That's 5 years ago.
That's a long time.
They've had some nice stretches there. A string of victories, 13 in a row. For Pacquiao, all title fights. One none, with the exception of one.
Against Barrera.
Right.
15 seconds left, round 7.
Wait a second, that was for the People's Championship.
The peeps. For my peeps. Good uppercut. Boy, I tell you what.
Marquez just picking him apart.
Marquez is just picking him.
He's got his number now.
That's why he's a champion.
Muy bien, pero bajas un poquito la mano derecha, te están metiendo sus brazos por arriba. Tírale gancho derecho, con gancho al hígado. Ese que tira.
They don't want him to lower that right hand because he's getting hit.
Y controla su izquierda, Juan, pues si tenías un control muy chingón.
Tírala, no le
Now you can see Marquez just looking for a spot, nice and patient. There's that uppercut we were talking about earlier.
The chant going up around the arena, Mexico, Mexico. I wonder who that's for.
Pacquiao landed another nice left hand right there at the end.
I see the confidence growing in the champ.
Alan, that big 3-point deficit, 3-4-point deficit we saw in the first round,
Gone.
I now have it gone. I have Marquez winning the fight 66-65.
Well, the psychology to that is, as we take a look at round 8, is that Pacquiao, that's how he wins fights. And if you knock a guy on his butt 3 times and you don't get, and he's still in front of you, that wears on your confidence and your patience. And now he's getting countered to death. And the people that haven't seen Marquez fight, you see what a brilliant technician he is. That's why I'm so shocked that he got dropped like he did 3 times, because that's not like him.
Well, you know, a lot of people recognize
But it's Pacquiao. I gotta give him
for his
credit.
power in his left hand. I mean, every fighter will tell you that's fought him that, you know, it feels like he's got lead in that left hand, and he can hurt anybody. And he can hurt anybody with that left, including a good fighter like Marquez.
Now I'm sensing from Pacquiao that he wants to pick it up here in the 8th round, maybe knowing that he's blown his lead.
One thing is not going to happen is the computer, when the information was fed into it.
Yes. Which computer?
Which computer? Well, one of the websites had a computer fight. They had Manny Pacquiao winning the fight in a 5th round knockout. We know that's not going to happen.
No, no.
In fact, when you feed all the information to the computer, they had Manny Pacquiao win the fight 79 times out of 100.
We shall see.
It doesn't look like a 79% chance he's going to win this fight right now.
It's about 50-50 right now.
I think 50-50 is a better number.
We're in the 8th round.
Also, you know, it might have been Pacquiao's manager feeding the information into the computer.
I was about to say, was it a Filipino-made computer?
Or his promoter, Murad Muhammad, may have financed the computer fight, or bout, what do you call it? I don't know if you call it a fight, because they didn't actually fight.
Under a minute left, round 8. Why do you think Pacquiao slowed down so much?
I think he knows that every time he throws a punch, he's paying for it. I mean, he can't do what he did in the first round, just go in there and start throwing those left bombs, because now that part of the fight is over, it's a new fight. And ever since the second round started, Marquez has made him pay for every punch he's thrown.
Marquez swarming him now.
I let him off the hook. He had a chance to go to the body when he had him on the ropes.
He doesn't want to be on the ropes. Marquez needs to get off the ropes. Pacquiao's trying to unload the bombs.
Boy, Pacquiao is about as determined as you can be for a fighter.
A little problem on his right eye. He just ate another right hand to that right eye. I don't know what his vision's going to be like as we go along here. That's the end of round 8. I tell you, Nacho Beristain is doing a great job over here, keeping his fighter.
That makes it really tough.
I think we're in round 9, folks. Manny Pacquiao, the hero of the Philippine Islands in the flaming trunks, and Marquez, the champion, the hero from Mexico City in the white trunks. It's been a great fight. I think the corner of the champion was exactly correct, telling him what they told him. Do not take a round off here as we go down the stretch.
Oh, you never know what's going to happen, especially in Las Vegas.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you think you've got a fight won. You can think you're winning the fight by 4 or 5 rounds, and you look up and they announce you as a loser.
Do they always get it right in Texas?
They don't get it right anywhere. They occasionally get it right in most places.
Yeah, they want the Pac-Man to come forward, but I'm telling you, Marquez has got all the skills. Having said that, I saw him on the canvas 3 times in the first round, so anything could happen in this fight. It's still wide open. We're in the 9th round, under 2 minutes left.
Well, the important thing is that from the difference in the fight from the second round on has been total domination by Marquez. He's made up the 3-point, possibly 4-point difference from the first round, and the way I see it, he's ahead by 2 points in the fight. But as we say, you know, it could be difference of opinions for the judges. Been a long time since Pacquiao's had a round I thought he won.
Wow, look at that combination,
Like 5
that
rounds
speed.
ago.
Just backing him up.
That's where Pacquiao's corner does not want him to be, is with his back to the ropes. They want him coming forward. That's where he's most effective. That's where he has the power in that left hand.
Well, I can see why a lot of people over the years would have ducked Marquez with all his skills and technical ability. And here he is, featherweight champion of the world.
Well, they all ducked him. Prince Nassim Hamed actually gave up his title.
Not to have to fight him.
Not to have to fight him when Marquez was #1 contender in the mandatory position. Rather than fight him, he just gave it up. And probably for good reason. I think that Marquez would have done probably exactly what Marco Antonio Barrera did.
I think so too.
But now if he can win this fight here, he's on the verge of a monster fight with another fellow Mexican, Eric Morales. In fact, the winner of this fight, that's where the money's at for them, is in the fight with Eric Morales.
Well, they got to go up and get him.
That's right. Got a long ways to go in this fight for somebody to win.
Boy, Marquez is just wicked with his counterpunching, just tagging you on the chin.
Pacquiao just can't turn it around.
No, he can't. Not at this point.
Although he may
good left hand, good right hand, excuse me. Marquez now body shot. And that's what we've been waiting on, is the body punches. Pacquiao's having troubles.
Yeah, his face looks pretty bad. Looks like a beaten fighter right now.
Well, he hasn't won any rounds lately.
Well, that was a very close round. There's maybe some judges that saw that one Pacquiao's way. He was a lot more aggressive that round.
Okay, man. Eat, brother. Yeah. Drink that. Drink a little bit. You need this. Attaboy.
Relax.
All right, Manny. Manny.
Yeah.
The jab and the hook is working great for you, okay?
Okay.
Now I want more. Okay?
Okay,
Hey, this guy's tired. Do not let him take control of this fight. This is too close to fight right now. Manny, this is for the world championship right here. You gotta suck.
Gracias. Sigue boxeando con clase. Ganándole el round. Voy.
They want him to keep boxing him.
Que no te metas.
Here we go. I don't know about you, Lester, but I'm getting a little tense as we go along to the last 3 rounds coming up, if it goes that long.
It's anybody's fight right here. I mean, it's like a 1-2 point fight either way.
Well,
I've got Marquez winning the fight, but
as I mentioned earlier,
very close.
You heard Freddie Roach wanting the jab and the hook. Jab and the left. Of course, his big power punch is a straight left.
He knows that Pacquiao's got to come in and reestablish himself in the fight. These championship rounds is the fight. I think the fight's going to be won or lost right here in the last 3 rounds. If Pacquiao has to come in and start dominating, because he hasn't done anything to dominate a round since way back in maybe the 4th round. He won a round. Possibly won the last round, but a very close round, tough to score.
Tell you what, you give Marquez an opening, you're going to get some leather. I mean, he's just deadly accurate, quick, hard-working guy.
Thing is, he can punch with both hands. Pacquiao's basically a left-hand puncher, where Marquez is a right and left. He has thunder in both hands. Pacquiao he's just deadly with that left hand. But you notice he hasn't really done any damage with his right.
Reminds me of the heavyweight division. Remember, Razor Ruddock didn't have a right hand either.
Well, Oscar De La Hoya didn't have a right hand for a long time either, but now his right hand's good, now his left hand's bad. A lot of fighters made a living with one hand, but if you've got 2 good ones like Marquez, very tough to get beat.
Oh, man, look how Marquez just drills you straight in, backs you up, combinations, then stays out of harm's way. But Pacquiao did get a punch in there. Pacquiao picking up the energy now in the 10th round.
There's that left hand. When he hits you flush that left hand,
can you imagine?
It is wicked.
Can you imagine how sore Marquez's nose must be right now?
I think Marquez is a little hurt right now.
I think so, too.
He could very well get dropped right here. If he does, whatever lead he might have,
it's gone. It's
gone again. A 2-point swing would be huge at this point in the fight.
I know he's having trouble breathing.
It can't be pleasant. He's been bleeding since the 1st round out of that nose.
Yep, that's what I was talking about. He had a long way to go once it got busted.
I'll tell you, it sure hasn't bothered him though.
We're in round 10, folks. Featherweight championship of the world. A hard-fought, crowd-pleasing battle most of the way.
Well, this fight has rematch written all over it. We've got 2 rounds to go. The talk is Manny Pacquiao wins. It's a big showdown with Eric Morales.
Yeah.
Or if Marquez wins, maybe he's the guy to fight Morales. But right now, this kind of action right here is what makes the demand for rematches.
Pacquiao trying to stare him down. That's not going to work. He gets Marquez. You know, I'm not so. I'm pretty sure if Manny wins, he'll get that fight. But I don't know if it'll be made for Marquez.
Juanito, es el 11. Estás a 6 minutos de ganarle.
Well, let me know it's 11th round. They won't aware.
Un punto arriba.
Tell him he's got 6 more minutes. If he wants to win the fight, he's got to go after him.
Destroying this guy when you go to him. You're destroying him when you go to him with the 1-2, right? Okay. All right, now let's finish up, okay? Okay. Body and head. You hear me? Okay. Manny. It's round number 11, son. Suck it up for me, okay, son?
You'll see, here comes Marquez countering. Pacquiao had that big left hand in the round. There it is right there. Stunned him momentarily, but he came back.
And he didn't even land that flush. He landed about quarter power.
Right. Well, he gets so much leverage, he gets so much push off that back foot that he punches through you and not at you.
Here we go, round 11.
That's why he's so effective and has so much power in it.
6 minutes of boxing action left to determine the featherweight champion of the world. Manny Pacquiao from the Philippines. The whole country looking in tonight to watch their national hero officially get the world title. Marquez from Mexico City. Wanted to be an accountant, you know.
Well, he's going to be counting money after tonight if he wins this fight. He's in for some big, big money down the road. Either fighter is in for a fight at least over $1 million with Eric Morales. I would say probably in the $1.5 to $2.5 million range possibly.
That's like 13 million pesos right now, you know.
So these next two rounds could be $1 million rounds.
I know, everything on the line.
A lot of money on the line.
Well, Freddie Roach wanted his fighter to go in 1-2, 1-2, but he's having to, every time he throws something, he gets countered. We're in the 11th round, and Marquez really impressive the way he came back from almost being out in the first round. Now, if you're a judge, is it hard to give a decision away when a guy's been down 3 times on the canvas?
Yeah, if you're scoring them by rounds like you're supposed to, you know, you'll forget about what happened in that first round.
He really dug a big hole for himself if he's able to come back from that.
Well, it's hard to know how they're going to score it, though. These last 2 rounds may be the determining factor.
The Pac-Man
it almost seems
trying
like
to land that big left all night.
Almost seems like both fighters are conserving a little bit for that last round. But as we get towards the end of the round, they'll come again probably. You think it's going to be a slow round? Somebody's going to take a round off?
We got a minute left in this round.
And they start fighting.
Pacquiao just missed with big left. It's like you have a clock in your head.
You know, Marquez never has established that body attack. It looked like he was going to in the middle rounds, and then all of a sudden he just laid off of it. I think he's done himself a disservice by not going to the body. Pacquiao's open to the body, but you know, it's hard to go to the body also when you know that there's a chance a guy will land a big left-hand bomb on you.
Manny Pacquiao, 7 when he was younger. He sit around watching videotapes of the greats. Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes, George Foreman. He liked the heavyweights. Don't we all? But this is fun to watch these featherweights battle for the world title. Pacquiao can't catch him. Final 10 seconds. Pacquiao flailing away. We're going to go to 12 rounds, Mr. Larry. Lester, whatever your name is.
Not to anyone's surprise.
And you're confused with my brother.
Una victoria que parecía increíble, güey.
Lleva 2 puntitos arriba. Cuídate.
Va a salir como loquito.
But tell him if he wins it, it'll be incredible. He's got to go after him. They're obviously very worried about a decision.
Hay que cuidar el round. Olvídate
va a
de
salir
lo
el
demás.
Floyd.
This is your round, son. We need this round badly. Manny, all right? You gotta put him on his ass this round. You hear me? Okay. Now, Manny, look for the double left hand. Do not let him be first. Okay. You have to be first. Okay?
Dos puntos arriba. ¡Vamos!
They don't want him to wait. They want him to go after him.
Well, the way it's...
They know this is the fight right here.
This is what this sport is all about. One round for all the marbles, all the money, the world championship on the line. Both corners saying you gotta go. It's go time for 3 minutes here in Las Vegas, Nevada. The champion, his title, in danger. Pacquiao landing the first hard shot. Back comes Marquez. Marquez throwing combinations. I think they're gonna heat it up here, Lester.
They both know that the fight's on the line right here.
Everything they work for on the line right here. The big fights, the $1 million fights, all coming off this fight.
Neither fighter can take a chance here that they thinking that they're ahead and they can get this round away.
Good right hand from the champ. Pacquiao's had trouble finding the range, but one punch could decide it. And he's definitely got that punch, does Manny Pacquiao.
Now, the last great battle between a Mexican and a Filipino here in Las Vegas 22 years ago, Rolando Navarrete lost his title to Bazooka Limon in a great fight. So here we are 22 years later with two great warriors from Mexico and one from the Philippines. What may be the fight of the year.
And it's got a rematch written all over it, like you said.
Although the beats demand for the winner to fight Eric Morales, you can't help but think that the public's going to demand a rematch here.
Once again, the champ counters. Half the round gone now. Neither fighter knowing how the decision will go.
I think you're getting ready to see the pace stepped up considerably here. Both fighters are going to start throwing.
The Pac-Man's hearing Manny from the Filipinos in the crowd, who came a long way. There was a good left from the champ.
And Marquez could very well be giving the fight away right here. This could be the determining round. He hasn't done anything this round to establish himself as the winner of the round.
All the effort's been from the Pac-Man. Maybe he's going to 57 seconds. He needs to get on it. Nacho, I don't know if he meant it sincerely, but he thought if he got this decision, it'd be a miracle.
And it may very well be a miracle to get the decision here.
45 seconds to go in this 12-round fight. What a fight it's been. For the first time the whole fight in the 12th round, the champion's nose is not bleeding. Go figure.
Isn't that amazing? Maybe he needs for it to bleed. Maybe he fights better when he is bleeding. All the crowd's on their feet for good reason. What a great fight.
20 seconds to go. I don't know.
I don't think anybody's going to ask for their money back tonight.
No.
Maybe some people lost their bets. It was pretty much a pick-em fight, which is going to end up exactly as that. Pretty much a pick-em fight with the judges.
Depends on what they scored that first round with the 3 knockdowns, and that's it. Both fighters, hands in the air. What a great fight. Lived up to the billing and the hype.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, after 12 great featherweight rounds, we go to the scorecards. Jon Stewart scores it 115 to 110 for Pacquiao. Guy Jutra scores it 115 to 110 for Marquez. And Bert Clements scores the bout 113-113, a 3-way split. The bout is a draw. Both fighters keep their respective titles.
Okay. You know what happens now, Lester? Everybody sees what a great fight this was. There wasn't a loser, and they all get all excited. They make more money than they ever dreamed of.
Oh, yeah, and I think it was a good call because, you know, you hate to see either fighter lose.